What is up? What is up, awesome people of the internet? Guys, what a game. What a game that we just witnessed as we saw the Minnesota Lynx just barely, take down the Golden State Valkyries. Final score 75 for Minnesota, 74 for Golden State. And I got a lot to say. I got a whole lot to say. Keena says her heart is breaking. I understand. That was a nail biter of a game. And let me call Mama and let's see if she made it to watch the rest of the game. We gonna see what Mama has to say about this game because this game was wild. Wild.
Hello?
Did you finish the game?
Hold on. I can't hear you.
Did you finish the game?
Yes, I did.
Okay, we live, Mama.
Hold on.
Huh?
Oh, there we go. Okay, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay.
There we go.
All right, so Mama, we live. And what a game.
Oh my. Now this was a true playoff game right here.
Mm-hmm.
Go down to the wire. I tell you, I was concerned for Minnesota because Golden State played a championship game.
They played their heart out.
And the way they started this game, they started out slow in the first quarter, but then when they picked it up towards the end of the first quarter and into the second quarter, and they got that lead at halftime, I was like, Minnesota, what are you doing? They couldn't. They was missing so many shots, and again, Fee here missed. I think 4 free throws. I was like, what is it with these free throws tonight? But being a experienced team, they did not panic. They just chipped away.
Mm-hmm.
They just chipped away. And when they got the lead, I was like, oh, my. They're going to win. And then when Golden State went back up 8, I was like, oh, y'all not going to win doing this. You letting them back in the game. But I will say this has been the best playoff game since Sunday.
Yeah.
Out of all the games.
Yeah.
This has been the best one. Number one, the fact that a team can be almost 20 points down and come back and win when it seemed like they was kind of like in the third quarter trying to figure out how they gonna score. Because to me, that was their biggest problem. Yes, the defense of Golden State was excellent, but their real problem was they couldn't score.
Yeah.
That was their real problem. And they were jacking up all these threes and a one-person man doing stuff and not sharing the ball for a good portion of this game. And I think she's going to have to talk to them about that. Because if they do this going forward, they're gonna lose the game. You can't do this one man thing and you go for a 3-pointer and then you're gonna miss it. And some of them missed the 3-pointers bad. So that was another problem. So that was the reason why I said earlier I wanted Minnesota to win tonight, because do you see what Golden State can do to them? So could you imagine?
That's why I wanted Golden State to win.
But that's why I didn't, because the chances of them winning in Minnesota and knocking Minnesota out in that first round is heartbreaking. As heartbreaking as it is for the Valkyries not to win a championship, a playoff game in their inaugural season, as heartbreaking as that is, I think it's even more heartbreaking for Minnesota, the top seed, to chance getting bumped out the first round.
Yeah, but Mama, I just gotta say, first of all, the Valkyries came to play. They came to play, and we saw this team take it to them. Mm-hmm. Take it to them, whole game.
Mm-hmm. The whole game. Yep.
And we saw they were on the front foot. They were knocking down their shots. And the thing about the Valks, we saw them have a good first quarter for game one, and then they kind of cooled off. But in today's game, we saw them stay consistent sort of throughout the game, right? Specifically the first and the third quarter, the Valkyries was doing a thing, but you started to allow Minnesota, as you said, to kind of chip away, and that chipping away was the Stars doing their thing, like that long 3-point shot that DJ Carrington made off the backboard. Like to me, that signaled a change because we saw like 7 straight points for the Golden State Valkyries to start off the fourth quarter. Nafisa Collier made a jumper. Natisha Heidemann got to the rim, and then with time winding down, DJ Carrington made a heave-ho 3-point shot off the backboard, and it was like, boom, y'all got some motion. Y'all got some motion in here. Then Kayla McBride started to go off. And what was at one point a 17-point lead dwindled all the way down to, I look up, we got about 2 minutes left to go, and it's a 1-point game.
Yeah.
And I was like, man, y'all, they chipped away slowly but surely, and we started to see Golden State make consecutive mistakes. Whereas they were making a bunch of shots, they started to miss some. They started to miss their defensive assignment, and then we ultimately get the result that we get. But Golden State, fantastic game. I thought Chechi Zandalicini had a really great opportunity for that jumper at the end. And I thought that was about to go in too. I was about to go crazy.
I thought so too. And that again, the fact that was the issue, that it could have been anybody's game in the last second of the game, is a testament that this is what a playoff is all about. You play to the very end. And if that basket went in, the Valkyries would have went crazy.
Well, you heard them going crazy, even though it didn't go in.
I know they did.
Like
when they were celebrating, they were going crazy because they're celebrating their awesome team.
Yeah, they're proud of their team, and they should be.
And they I'm proud of them as well. But I'm thinking about the long term. So I know it would have been good for the league for them to win. I know that for underdog, especially in the 8th seed, to overcome the first seed. I know that would have been a very good headline story, but it wouldn't have been a good headline story for Minnesota.
I know you like Minnesota. I know you want them to win, but Mama, I wanted to upset. I did, and also, Mama, can I just say one thing? The Minnesota Lynx have bona fide stars.
Yeah.
You got Nafisa Collier, who might end up winning the MVP. You have Alana Smith.
I thought that was going to Asia.
Well, they haven't announced it yet, but it's between them two. And so I my pick is Asia, but we'll see. I do think that there's a good chance that Nafisa might win it. Anyway, so Nafisa might end up winning the MVP. You have Alana Smith, who might end up winning the Defensive Player of the Year award. You have Kayla McBride, an all-star. You have Courtney Williams, an all-star. And that's your starting lineup. And Bridget Carlson. And you are going against...
Right, I know.
Cecilia Zandalicini, who was on the Minnesota Lynx last year, came off the bench. Janelle Salon, who was not in the league. Ilyana Rupert, who was... She spent a little bit of time with the Aces, but I can't even remember what she was doing. Kyla Charles, who I don't think was in the league last year. Veronica Burton, who was in the league but got cut. Monique Billings, who was a player who ended up being a hardship player last year. Kate Martin, who didn't really play that much in the second half of last season. Carla Lake, who was not in the league. And this team almost took down a possible MVP, a possible defensive player of the year, and other All-Stars.
That's why she won the
Coach of the Year. Yeah.
Because what she was able to do with people that did not have any fame in the game, if you will. They didn't have no specific positions where they were looked at as number one of anything, or they didn't have anything that they had accomplished per se. And yet they were able to compete with the number one team of the WNBA. So, no, I give them their props. Don't get me wrong.
And Mama, the best, the craziest thing also, to start the season, the Valkyries had two players that most people would consider good, right? You had really good. You had Kayla Thornton, and you had darn it, I'm blanking on her name. She won the Sixth Player of the Year last year with the Las Vegas Aces. I can't remember. I can't believe I'm blanking on her name. But anyway, your two best players coming into this league, coming into this season, were on the bench cheering this team on. They were cheering loud, and those were your two best players. Tiffany Hayes. There we go. Tiffany Hayes. Kayla Thornton and Tiffany Hayes, the two best players on this team, were on the bench. And with a bunch of six men and players who were not even in the league, you almost win. I love how Golden State showed up. I love the fact that they shipped their court to San Jose. I love the fact that this game was sold out, 18,000 plus, Mama. The city was rolling in violet purple, and they got behind this team, and the fight and the effort that this team had today. I wanted that win so bad. I wanted that upset.
And see, I'm sure a lot of people other than you wanted that upset. Whereas I wanted to see them play well, I did not want Minnesota to chance losing game 3. See how good they played tonight? It was a miracle that Minnesota won. So that's why I was saying last night that when your team wins game 1 and it's the best of 3, it's on the team to try to get that second win, because if the other team does win game 2 and they win with a commanding way, you risk going back home and losing that game, because when people are hungry, they play at a whole different level. And that's what I was saying. And that's what I was saying about New York, that New York needed to win tonight because you were at home. Now, the way Phoenix played, I know I'm going back and forth. The way Phoenix played is the same way the Valkyries played today. Both of them increased their game and went to a whole different level.
And was physical.
And it was a physical. Their defense was smothering. Minnesota couldn't do nothing.
Yeah. It was great to see. And I tell you, if Tiffany Hayes and Kayla Thornton was healthy, and also, where was Timmy Fagbenle? I don't remember hearing anything about her. I can't even remember if I saw her on the bench, but she didn't get in the game. Like, where was Timmy?
Because that was Billings, and I'm trying to think.
Monique Billings played a lot of minutes off the bench, and I thought Monique Billings played great. I was thoroughly happy with what Monique Billings was doing. I thought she had a really good game, but like, I don't remember hearing anything about Timmy Fagbenley. Like, I don't think she was hurt or anything. But the only bench players who played was Monique Billings and Kate Martin and Carla Late. So I don't know. I'll have to figure that out sometime tonight and figure out what happened, because I don't remember hearing anything. I really don't.
I don't remember
Was she
her name either.
Oh, so she was just on the bench and she didn't play? Like, oh, Winsome says Timmy was on the injury report for her knee. Thank you. I didn't notice that. Thank you for letting us know. Yeah, I was wondering. I was like, man, where in the world is Timmy at?
But the fact that they had the opportunity in the last 2 seconds to win is still scary. It should be scary for Minnesota. Yep. That's my point I'm trying to make. It should be scary. If the 8th seed can play like this, what you gonna do if you end up with the 2nd seed? If the 8th seed is playing back like this, do you understand?
Yeah, this showed a lot of vulnerability for the Minnesota Lynx. And if you are on the docket next, either New York or Phoenix, yeah, of course you're thinking about the game on Thursday, but also you should have had a scout watching this game today and being like, okay, this is how we need to defend the Minnesota Lynx. This is how we need to play. I don't know what was. I think they did not. They started out Nafisa, the first basket, she missed the first shot. So that was one of the first things. I'm like, okay, now. I was like, wait a minute. Don't start out missing baskets. Okay, that's kind of like a bad way to start the game out when you're at an away game. You need to make the basket. And then when she missed those free throws, I was like, you used to a lot of noise. Noise doesn't bother you, but it threw her off. It threw her off, and I think for Minnesota, all their shots for the most part, especially in the first half, were rushed. And then the fact that they did not defend, like they know they can defend. They know they can defend, but why they were not prepared to defend this team, I don't know. Well, but Mama, if you look at a lot of Minnesota, a lot of Golden State's points in this game was transition buckets, and so it's sort of hard to defend in transition when your opponent is just knocking down 3 after 3 after 3, right? The Minnesota Lynx conceded 20 points off of turnovers, and a good amount of those points were done off of live ball turnovers. And so it's like, when it comes to Minnesota, ultimately all they really had to do was take care of the basketball. Like a lot of those points was because they turned over the basketball and Golden State was going quick, fast, and in a hurry. They was getting down the court and trying to score as quickly as possible. And that's how they end up getting a 17-point lead, is because partially of turnovers and them just benefiting from that. And so I think Minnesota, as long as, for the next series, as long as they take care of the basketball, and if you're going to do a turnover, have it be a dead ball turnover, not a live ball turnover, because that's gonna hurt you real bad. But I gotta say though, Mama, another thing that Golden State did that I think Debbie Antonelli may have called this out in the game is you notice throughout the game we saw Nafisa not get totally doubled, but you saw the hedge going towards Nafisa a lot of the time in this game. We saw when she would get the ball, it wasn't a full engulfing double team, but like it was basically a double throughout this game. Even when she had the basketball, when they thought it was about to go to her, it was like sagging off your man, going towards Nafisa, and making sure she felt two people.
So again, the coach had a strategy. Again, she had a strategy. If she can shut down Nafisa, the chances of Minnesota beating them was slim. that was the game plan. So I saw it too, because I was like, man, they surrounded her every time she hit the ball. So that's why she was not in her rhythm of playing, because she had to pass the ball out every time because they were surrounding her. So, but again, I don't know how to pronounce it. How do you say her name, coach for Golden State? Nakasa?
Natalie Nakase.
I'm going to say Natalie. Coach Natalie is awesome.
She is amazing. Amazing.
That woman worked them girls.
Yep.
She got them plays together, and they have been focused on those 3-point plays all season long.
Mm-hmm.
It has caused them to be where they were tonight. I think for the rest of the league, they're gonna have to up their game in the 3-point, as far as being able to shoot it accurately. A lot of them, they shoot a lot of 3-point, but they're not accurate with it at all. They are accurate with their 3-pointers.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, oh my goodness. To me, it should be more of the veterans that should be better at 3-pointers. If you shoot 3-pointers regularly, they should be better, but they're not. But this Golden State team, they seem like they really practice.
Well, they shoot the most threes in the league,
and
they make the most threes in the league. Yeah.
Oh wow.
And also this team is, in my opinion, the epitome of a 3-and-D team. What they do well is 3-point shooting and defense. That's what they do. That's what they specialize in, and that's what a lot of their players can do. They can knock down threes and they can play some defense. They don't have really traditional bigs, not like that. Timmy, I guess, was hurt today, but like even still, if you look at their roster, basically everybody on their team can shoot threes. They're sort of like combo type of players, and I tell you, the Valkyries are about another post player away from
taking it off,
making it to the semifinals next year.
Of course,
they're a post player away from making it to because Natalie Nakase, fantastic coach, fantastic. And remember, like she had a lot of NBA experience. I believe she was with the Clippers for several years, before she went over to the Aces, and it's just clear that she's ready. She knows what she's doing. She has instilled a will to win, a team of belief, and the entire area, the entire Bay Area is behind this team. They have just figured it out. Like everything, even though this game was in San Jose, the fact that they brought the court down, the fact that they still sold out, the fact that even the steps at this San Jose arena, they ended up painting it or like putting some sort of graphic down that was like the Golden State Valkyries logo on it. And like they really made this feel like a real home game. And the amount of effort, the amount of energy, there are players all around the league, vets, really good young players that are looking at the Golden State Valkyries and are saying, can I find my way over there? Can I find my way over there to a coach who knows what she's doing, to a system that has found success with no stars on the team? Somebody said in the chat, they're an angel away. I'm pretty sure Angel wouldn't mind being on that team. I'll tell you that.
No, she would.
I'll tell you that.
Anybody want to be on a winning team with a winning coach. And where you have proven that you can win. And like I said, the fact that they were literally seconds away from beating the number 1 seed, experienced players, speaks volume for Coach Natalie.
Yeah.
And her players. It speaks volumes. And if the rest of the league don't take anything from this, in the next year, we're going to see other teams step up their game to match what she's doing. Because don't think that some teams are not looking at what they were doing tonight.
Yeah.
And when you see success, you try to pattern yourself out there after it. But you have to have front offices. You have to have GMs. You have to have coaches. You have to have players that are all bought into what you're trying to accomplish. Even when they was interviewing her at the beginning of the third quarter, and they were saying they've done good for the first and second, she said, "No, we got to do good for all 4 quarters."
Mm-hmm.
So she wasn't accepting. Oh yes, we've accomplished what we wanted in the first. No, she said, "No, we got to win it all." That's when you know somebody's locked in.
Yeah. She's like, I don't care about a couple of good quarters.
That don't mean nothing.
The point is to win the game. So we need to win the game.
We need to win the game.
I love that.
Yeah, but you don't have a lot of coaches that would probably say that. They may feel that, but you don't usually hear that. They'll say, "Well, we need to continue on. Keep doing what we're doing." They'll say that, but she made it clear that she had one goal in mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's when the numbers are 0, she wanted to have won. So it doesn't matter what we've done first and second quarter. It's what we're doing all the way until the clock stops. That was her mentality. And I think this team is a model for what teams should be, even the new teams that's coming in next year, to the teams that are existing now, is a model of what they should be striving for.
Yeah.
Success.
Mm-hmm.
Real success. Now, we know somebody got to lose. That's not what I'm saying. But they should be striving for it. We should be seeing more of these types of games throughout the season. Not just, when it gets towards the end of the season and everybody ready to play. No, we should see competitive games. That's my word. Competitive games all throughout the season.
Mm-hmm.
So when the playoffs comes, you just raising it another notch, as they say. And it's like, then you'll have more people glued to the TV, ready to see what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of people was watching just because Golden State was in this.
They was in it, and they was in it until the last 2 seconds. Truly amazing game. They should have their heads held high. Yes, they do lose, and Minnesota moves on. Of course, Nafisa Collier gets another 24-point game. Bridget Carlton was big in this one. Kayla McBride was big in this one with those 3-point shots that them two end up making. Dejanay Carrington was big with her 2 threes. And ultimately, the Minnesota Lynx pull out a win by the hair on their chinny chin chin. It was wild. Great game by Minnesota, and even better game, in my opinion, by Golden State, a team that shouldn't even been here. The first time a expansion team made it to the playoffs in their first inaugural year. And this game, what they showed what's possible for expansion teams. They set the bar extremely high. And everybody else, they're going to be compared to what Golden State has done because they have been amazing. Mama, any last words for the day before we cut it off?
My only words is that I want to see some more games like this.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's the best of 3. We got 3 more games now to finish out this first round series. I'm hoping that the next 3 games are to this magnitude of excitement, competitiveness. It's time out for this stuff that we saw today with the Liberty. It's time out. Just go sit down somewhere. You don't want to play? Go sit down somewhere. I don't care what your number was. You don't want to play and rise to the occasion, just sit down and say and just tell the refs, okay, the game is over, y'all. Just tell them. Don't even go through the whole 40 minutes. I'm just speaking on what I feel.
Wave the white flag.
Yeah, just do that. Just get it over with. Stop wasting commercial time and all that stuff. Just, if you are not going to do what you need to do at this point of the season, because you're here because in the season you played well enough to be here. Now, come on and do what you need to do. You all not hurt. What is the problem? You got one player that you need that's hurt. The rest of you should be pulling together and let's do this thing. Make it excitement. Make these next 3 games so exciting that the whole world is talking about the WNBA. Can we do that? Can we do that? Is it possible?
I hope so, Mama. I hope so.
Okay. Since the Valkyries are out, which they brought in so many more fans, kind of like what Indiana did last year, as far as bringing in, seemed like the most of fans.
Mm-hmm.
The Valkyries did that this year. So since they're out, I hope people don't drop their interest.
Nah, the Fever are still in it, and so I think people will still watch in very high numbers. Okay. But yeah, we'll see what happens tomorrow. We'll see if the Indiana Fever can get the upset. But yeah, the Golden State Valkyries, they led the league in attendance this year. Mm-hmm. They were absolutely amazing, and we'll see. Hey, we'll see what happens. But Mama, thank you so much for hopping on. Y'all, I told Mama I'm gonna get her a webcam, and so she'll be able to actually be on video, so she won't have to be on just the phone. So next week we'll try to do that and have Mama on video with me, so y'all can see her in her antics. She was probably waving her arms when she was talking, especially with the Liberty and Phoenix game. So like y'all gonna be able to see her. Okay, come next week when I can get a webcam over to her. But anyway, that's it. Thank y'all so much for rocking with us. Y'all have a great night. Go to sleep. It's basically midnight here. It's so late. I'm tired. I gotta get up early. So if we're late for Quita in the morning, y'all know why. All right. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye.